海賊王になる男だ。
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back, and we are back with Trash Sit Down episode 186. Yes, sir. I am here with the gang as usual. You feel me? We got that boy Mr. G in the building. What is going on, my brother?
What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to my boy. They moved into their house and I got to help him last weekend. And yeah, so it's a great time. And yeah, I can't wait to talk about. We got a double chapter this week, so I can't wait to get into it today. So let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one for sure. We got that boy Straw Hat Mod in the building. What is going on, my brother?
What is good? What's good? Yeah, I just want to talk about these chapters because these chapters kind of have, the One Piece community in a frenzy, especially about like the power scaling aspect of Loki. So,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's your bag. Oh yeah.
yeah. So will we get down to it? I want to, actually see how y'all feel about certain things. So, we'll see though. We'll see.
All right. Last but not least, that boy huss in the building. What is going on, brother, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm excited to be here. I'm always the let's get to the chapter type nigga, but I have to say the greatest news this week, man. My goat J. Cole, man. I'm so excited, bro. I can't wait. I listened to like his last two albums. I finished KOD like yesterday. I'm so hyped, bro. That's really. I'm in a great mood. And 2 chapters. Let's go, bro.
It's lit. It's definitely lit.
Go.
Yeah, like they said, we have 2 chapters to go over this week because we did not go over 1170 last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it dropped. We didn't go over it, so we're going to be going over 1170 and 1171. We're going to kind of just breeze through the summaries of both chapters. We may do a little bit of stopping here and there. We're gonna try and power through both the chapters here. And then at the end, we'll go back and really do a little deep dive on the different moments that occur and, do our normal chapter breakdown thing, all right? Yeah, I guess that's it, right? Let's get into it. No cam again this week. I'm sorry you guys can't see my sexy face. I'll be back soon, though, I promise. All right. Let's get into it. Chapter 1170, Contrary. Cool cover art. Okay, yeah, I don't really care about it though. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into the actual chapter. We start this chapter off where the chapter prior to ended, where Loki discovering the hidden Elbaf fruit along with the hammer. The hammer tried to attack Loki, and here we see the hammer breezing past Loki. Barely dodging it as the hammer slides or flies into a pillar and smashes it in half. This angers Loki, and he walks back in confused, wondering who could have thrown this hammer at him, and tells them to come out and show himself. And he goes in there, there's nobody in there. But so he's like, okay, I know they're in here, but I might as well get this devil fruit now. And then he turns around, and the hammer unearths itself from the ground in which it was just stuck, and proceeds to continue to try and smash Loki, all moving on its own. Loki's sitting here confused, like, is the castle falling apart? What's going on here? He gets stumbled as the ground collapses underneath him because of the hammer breaking everything around him. Oh, you know what? I don't even think the hammer is moving, actually. I didn't even realize it. It's the hammer's like shaking while it's stuck in the ground, and it's causing the ground around him to collapse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it causes Loki to stumble and fall. We cut back to our boy Harald, who is fully still under control of Emu. He says to Loki that he's wasting his time and that this devil fruit is a national treasure and that it has lain dormant for centuries, and not because no one has chosen to eat it, because nobody could eat it, and nobody has ever been chosen by Ragnar, talking about the hammer. So Harald says now with the strength he possesses, but before he can finish that, he gets attacked once again by Shanks and our boy Mountain Eater Scopper Gaban.
My boy. Yes.
They are keeping him at bay as Loki tries to tame Ragnar or eat the fruit, whatever the case may be. Gaban notices that he suffered immense pain from his wounds and that it's slowing down his recovery effort. and that he thinks that giving enough consecutive hits that they'll be able to knock him out. But he realizes that if they have any weaknesses, I can't even speak. Oh my lord. Okay. He realizes if these guys have any weaknesses, it's with people that have the colors of Supreme King, Conqueror's Haki. Harald tries to slash at Gaban, says, "You dare make an enemy out of me," and Gaban is like, "Yeah, you can't be out here like this. What's wrong with you?" Shanks asks, how does Gaban even know about this weakness of the Knights of the Gods? And then Gaban reveals that these gods knights have come after them several times, trying to take Shanks back. We get a little flashback in the corner of them pulling up on Gold Roger's ship, saying that they know that they have the child with the red hair, and that they must be the son of the commander, talking about Shamrock, of course, for Garland. And Gaban says each time they did, they beat them black and blue. I just want to stop real quick to say that the Gods Knights are complete frauds, and
Jobbers.
They actually suck.
We have seen nothing but fraud activity from these guys since
Yo.
they've been introduced. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, they
bro.
actually fucking suck.
It's been straight
Bro.
fraudulent after fraudulent activity every time, man.
It's real bad, man. Like it just gets worse and worse. Like I know that's the Pirate King crew, but regardless, like that is.
Yeah, no, this is bad, bro.
Is it? It's just piling up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, literally.
And then it makes you feel like that without Emu, where would these guys be? Like, for real.
Nah, they're definitely hard carried for sure.
Oof.
So Gaban tells Shanks that. Shanks says, now that you mention it, he remembers that the Summers guy said something similar to that. And Gaban is just reminiscing that it's just fond memories of the distant past. And he also said that he's surprised to learn that there was a formal combat force in the Holy Land. And he thought all the Celestial Dragons were chumps. Shanks says that they really believe that they're gods. And he says that shit makes me shiver to think of the life I might have had. And Gaban drops an interesting line here where he says, we call that fate. We then come back to Harald, who's still trying to slice and dice at Gaban and Shanks. Shanks says he wants to try and save Harald some way, but Gaban says that he was the one that taught Gaban about the despair of being a god knight, and he realizes that Loki is probably the only hope they have. Meanwhile, Loki is still fighting against Ragnar. He's trying to tell the hammer to stay out of his way so that he can obtain the devil fruit. He realizes that this has to be the guardian of the national treasure, and he wonders how this hammer can move on its own. The hammer goes to swing at Loki again, and Loki, with a mighty swing of his own hammer, tells the Ragnar hammer to give it a rest, and as they clash, Loki's hammer shatters into pieces. The Ragnar hammer falls to the wayside, and out of what do you call the black part of a hammer? Is it just the
mallet?
head? The mallet?
I would say the mallet.
Okay, out of the mallet comes a squirrel.
Oh.
So yeah, with a little comedic bump on his head from the clash between both hammers.
Oh, dude.
Big reveal though.
Yeah, very big reveal. Very big reveal. Do y'all want to talk about it real quick, or you want to just keep going?
Oh.
I guess there's no better time.
I don't know.
Better time.
Like so, yeah. I mean, it definitely deals with the whole the squirrel in Norse mythology, right? Like I forgot his name,
Ratatosker or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, like it's so cool. Like the fact that it's a hammer and like so was it the squirrel that ate the hammer fruit, or like was it the hammer that ate the squirrel fruit?
I think it's been
the other way around. Yeah.
In every instance we've seen, it's been the weapon has eaten a Zoan fruit, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So okay,
Yeah.
so it is this. Oh man, that's crazy. So
Yeah,
it's
the hammer
definitely
has, like,
a
red
legendary. Yeah, it's a legendary fruit then.
It has to be a mythical,
Yeah.
definitely a mythical Zoan, 100%.
The way it's moving, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
god.
I also,
Really, really strong too.
Yeah, no, I want to point out that the memes that I saw after this chapter were hilarious. A lot of people were saying that this squirrel, just low diffs 90% of the One Piece universe right now, which is
Low-key, yeah, it
actually
does, yeah.
hilarious.
For
I'm not
real,
gonna
for
lie.
real.
Yeah,
No
it's
cap.
it's pretty
Dead
funny.
ass.
But this squirrel is a powerhouse. This thing is definitely a powerhouse for sure. Um,
Dude, Loki even used some some hockey in that attack against
yeah,
him
he
too.
did. But in the little clash, you see the
Still
little
broke his
hockey.
whole.
I didn't even realize that the first time I read it, like until now. Like I was like, oh no, he actually went out. Like I think that's what caused the squirrel to finally give him its respect, and then
Right.
we'll see later on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Power scaling wise, that's insane because hockey's supposed to make any object you know you infuse with is like unbreakable basically. So
yeah.
the fact that he broke it anyway is just kind of
Yeah, is
That's
Ragnar's
crazy.
hockey greater than Loki? Like,
Yeah, no, the squirrel's no joke,
yeah.
man. The squirrel's no joke.
No joke.
All right,
the
let's keep it
material
going.
might be crazy too, as well. Like the material of the hammer, it might be something special too.
Right,
Like it
because
might not just be a regular
Ragnar
hammer.
itself. Well, I don't know if Ragnar is the name of the squirrel or the hammer, or
We
if
actually
it's
don't
just
know.
the name of the combined unit
Yeah, like the
now.
thing itself. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but the
really, we
hammer
really don't
itself
know.
could very well have been something
Oh,
Yeah, it
of
could be the same
what?
like material, like a ponytail or something. Like you could put
yeah.
something crazy.
Oh, that would be cool. Like, what if it actually was Mjolnir, but then because it fused with the rat, and the rat's name starts with an R, like that's why they got Ragnar. And
Yeah.
That's a
someone
good.
will.
That's a nice observation. That'd be interesting. That would definitely be
Yeah.
interesting. All right, so let's keep it going. We see Harold swipe away at Gaban and Shanks and blows them back. Shanks is at his wit's end. Gaban is like he's got Conqueror's hockey too. This is a first. We see our boy Jarul telling the guards to try and find some way to hold Harold back, and they must not let Harold have the devil fruit. And they're all getting completely slain. Oda has been in his bag lately with these with
Yes.
these chapters, man. These last
Yeah,
couple
dude.
chapters, Harold has been gruesomely
Oof.
slaying his soldiers. This is bad.
Bro, Harold be looking badass and menacing as fuck too, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, he's
some
scary.
of the scene. Oh man.
He's definitely scary. Yeah. So as this is happening, we see the squirrel next to the chest, and the chest has been opened. The squirrel Ragnar is no longer attacking him, and allows Loki to take the fruit from out of the chest and consume it. As he consumes it, we see a transformation of sorts occurring from Loki. We can't really tell exactly what's going on, but we do see his hands get bigger and turn into claws of sorts.
Yeah.
And it looks like he gets either maybe spikes or a mane or something.
Yeah.
Can't necessarily tell what's going on, but we do see that he has some scary ass eyes, and
Yeah.
he lets out a howl.
Ah!
Yeah.
One of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. G. I
I
appreciate
I
that.
got you. I got you.
He lets out that noise of sort, and then we see the cute little panel of the squirrel. I was like, oh, look at my guy.
Yeah.
Both the scroll panels in this page are really cute. Like the first one where he's like nodding, like he reminds me of like one of those like fighting otters, like respect, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
and
you
then,
earned
yeah.
this. You know?
Yeah, and then obviously that very cute last one.
Yeah. So then we see energy, wind, whatever, rushing from Loki's area, and Harold takes notice and realizes that Loki has eaten the fruit, and tells Loki to show the legendary power. He slashes at Loki, but then gets sent flying back. And these next few panels are kind of ambiguous.
Yeah.
It's purposely to hide what Loki's fruit actually is or what it looks like. But we can see Harold getting his ass beat in most of these photos. We see him losing parts of his arm and his head. We see him getting punched, kicked, slashed. Pieces of him go flying. And then we get this interesting panel at the bottom center towards the left where I can't even really tell what's going on here, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right, I got you. He's the Loki form looking like kind of like a wolf demon. Look, he's holding Harold's head with one hand. Like that's
the
shadow.
shadow on the
That's the
ground.
shadow. Yeah, that's
Both
what
of
you
them.
see right now.
But you can see the actual left hand on
Yeah.
Holding
in the
his
page
head.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like this is like two heads, though, right? Am I bugging?
No. That's like his chest. It's like he looks like he has like a
That's his
barrel
chest.
chest. It looks
Yeah,
beast.
look, he's like way tall, like
You can see
huge,
the way
bro.
yeah, that's the neck. You can see the way it goes into his neck, and the bottom of like He has like a snout. It looks like.
Like,
Okay, so this is like his horns, his head.
Those are his horns.
This
yeah,
is his
yeah,
neck
those are his
going into his
horns.
chest and his
Yep.
arm right here holding him. Okay, this
For
is a lot.
for a second, it kind of reminded me, give me like an Anubis looking feel, like
A little bit.
body type. But I don't know like if he's a wolf, right? Because Fenrir is another Norse mythology, like big bad wolf that eats the moon, or eats the sun or moon. I forgot. But then we also know that there's Jormungand, they're the snake. So like, but he has claws though, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's a snake though, because
And
snake.
people think because so the back to the squirrel, actually, the squirrel Ratatoskr is, it goes up and down the world tree and passes messages from the top of the world tree. There's like an eagle there, and at the bottom of the world tree there's like a dragon or something like that, like a snake
On the
dragon thing.
bottom, yeah, on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bottom,
called
yeah.
Nidhogger, that's chained at the bottom of the world tree. So some people think Loki has the Nidhogger fruit because he was chained at the bottom of the world tree, and obviously he befriends this squirrel thing. But to me, Nidhogger, and we see in the children's nightmares, there's a dragon thing and that's what they call it, Nidhogger. Maybe the kids don't really realize what it is. Maybe that's what it's going for. Maybe he is the real one. But I don't know. He looks like a wolf to me, not a dragon.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's really hard to tell for sure.
Yeah.
It is.
And he's clearly hiding it for like when they.
Yeah, for when we get the
present.
reveal in the surface world or in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
present time, we're definitely gonna see the full form.
I will say I'm just happy because like before this chapter dropped, fucking Facebook, someone put a fan picture of Loki looking like a crazy chipmunk hybrid thing,
What the fuck?
and I was like, I hope that's not it, man. I was a little upset, and I was like, don't let that be the case. And then it ended up not being the case. The chipmunk was the hammer and everything. And I was like, you know what, thank God, because I don't know, man. Loki looking like a chipmunk was not it. I definitely want him to look like a fucking dragon or a wolf, whatever the case may be. But I'm definitely excited for his reveal.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And it's crazy how he beats the fuck out of Harald.
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
genuinely low diffs him. It's insane.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
no, he did him dirty. He definitely did him dirty. So he grips him in his head he grips Harold by the head
Oh my.
in his whatever form this is, and then he reverts back to his human form, holding Ragnar, and goes to deliver the final blow. And that is when Harold is, for a brief moment, snapped back to his senses. He said, "I knew it, Loki. You possess the blood of the Supreme King." Talking about Conqueror's Haki. And Loki realizes that Harold's now back to his senses. Harold says, "Only for the moment, don't be mistaken." And then he says, "Look around us, there is no undoing what I've already done." Loki argues that he's being controlled, but Harold realizes that he's not exactly being controlled, but his thoughts are rather being influenced, and that he's genuinely starting to believe or think of himself as a god. And he continues to say that he knows that Loki will do an admirable job of pulling Elbaf. And he says to make sure to get along with his brother. And Loki completely cuts him off. He says, "Just so you know, you're the scum of the earth, forcing your son to end your own life. Even the lowest excuse for a father wouldn't do that." And just ripping into Harold. But Harold is just being sentimental. And in his final moments, he says, "There's one other thing I forgot to say. Thank you for what you did to Ida. Burning down the Brewers Village won't bring her back, but I'm grateful you felt that way."
Yes. Oh, dude, I love that moment so much.
Yeah, this one hurt. This one hurt, man.
Fuck.
Harold goes on and he starts to feel the mark on his arm. He says, "Hurry now before the control takes over again." Loki cocks his hammer back. He says, "I'll never forgive you for this. How dare you force me to do this dirty work," as he pulls back for a Conqueror's Haki infused final swing. But before the swing connects, Harold smiles and says, "I love you too, son." And then he gets his chest blown in.
Yeah.
Loki cries, and we get a final words from Harold saying, "Loki, my son, all that matters is Elbaf's future. End of the
Yeah.
chapter. Do we want to just go right into the next one, or y'all want to decompress a bit?
Oh, I
Let's
think
see.
we. I need a second, man. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
let's see.
I got emotional again. That shit is OD, bro.
This was
Oh,
probably the
It was
buzzer
heavy.
beater, one of my favorite chapters of the year, and it's crazy because this is the
Agreed.
last chapter of 20. Well, technically it was the first one of 2026, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we're counting it though. Who
We're counting
cares?
it
Fuck it.
2025. This
Yeah,
was
yeah.
this was a buzzer beater late entry for favorite chapter of 2025 for
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
This one was really well done. I think Harald is an amazing character. I know we hated a lot of his decisions, but wow, what a way to try to rectify yourself in the end.
Bro.
Yeah.
He's.
I can't. I got no words, man. Harold's dope,
Yeah.
man. Harold's
Nah,
that guy,
dude.
man.
I think it's very great that they allowed that Oda allowed Harold to let Loki know, like, hey, I appreciate what you did for Brewer Village. It let me know, right, that even though he put him in prison, he probably did it because technically he had to.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean they're citizens too, despite what they did. But in the back of his mind and deep down and like whatever, he was very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, I love that. I honestly I love that so much. I love that so much, and it makes me definitely like Harold for a lot more. Like that was definitely a redemption for me because
No.
it was just.
I'm glad he
like,
found that important to say. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
He got to be a dad. Like at the last moment, like at first we thought the whole time he just wasn't paying attention, and even Loki thought, right? He's not paying attention to me. He doesn't give a fuck what I'm doing. Like, whatever. I'm just gonna keep fucking acting out, whatever. But no, he noticed all the little things. He noticed like the fact that he knew that uh, Loki was hard to love, but Ida loved him as her own son regardless, even though he was always treating her not the best way, like, oh, old lady, like not, but still in his own way, right? He still loved her in his own way by getting her food and then in his own way when once he found out that this, you know, even though it was part of his biological family, a royal family, royal blood, whatever, he didn't give a fuck. The moment that he found out that they poisoned her and like for her to die, he destroyed that village. And even though that infamy from that story led to more infamy built on Loki's story, like adding more to it, and Harold, he probably never acknowledged it before until this moment. Like now he's like, son, like I love that you did that. Like even though I had to put you in prison, like Maud, you were saying, because he's the king and like you can't just go without being punished doing that type of shit and killing people like that. But like for what you did for your stepmom, that was OD. Like Loki has just shown so much character. Harold has shown so much character, man. Like man, like it Harold was so good. Super flawed, of course. Like we always say, like from one extreme to the next. But like, man, he fought so hard. He tried so hard to free his people. Like he was all about freeing Elbath to get them to the right to a right prominent spot. Instead of having to rely on this whole story of history of violence and stuff. But even though he failed, he's definitely able to pass it on to Loki. And man, Loki really does step up to the plate, bro. Like Loki's OD. Loki's OD.
yeah, and
You-
on top. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Wise.
You got it.
I was just gonna say on top of that, Mister, what you pointed out, like how he full circled basically on this. When I was upset with Harold, it definitely hit different from the chapter to chapter that
Yeah.
when it releases versus when you got the whole story and you can actually reflect, go back and forth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because here when Loki is ripping into him and saying like how dare you force me to do this, you're a terrible father, how like I'll never forgive you. Harold knew what Loki meant the whole time when he said that, and
Yeah.
he said I love you too, son. Like that
Yeah.
means he has been paying attention to Loki more than we even think about, than we
Yeah.
thought about, because he understands the love language of his own son. So did Ida. That's why she didn't care.
Yep.
At first,
Exactly.
I thought, yeah, is that
Exactly.
at first I thought Loki was just being an asshole, but
Nah.
it's just that he can't express it any other way. and they knew deep down that he is full of love. This is just how he shows it because he was, divorced of love from
From
his
right
own
from the
mother.
get go. Yeah, from the get go.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
off
But
the
they
cliff. Like
yeah. So big ups to Harold because he showed like, hey, even though it's almost a little meta, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like, hey, even though y'all see me like feels like I neglect my people, I understand my people enough. I understand my son enough. Like it's like I love that. I love that. You
and
know.
and Harold's every action of Harold is always for the future of Elbeth, and that includes Loki, and that includes both of his sons. You know what I mean? Like, uh, so
Yeah,
great fucking chapter, man. Like,
yeah,
like OD.
Yeah,
definitely.
Loki Harold here is just cements themselves as like a legendary pair, and like the flashback is gonna like this. I kind of look back on how I was hating on Harold, and I'm like, oh, you got me, you son of a bitch. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. He
because
does
I
it again. Cross him up. Oh,
he
he
did
said.
he did.
He said, "Yassine, no, no good. I got you, boy."
I was hating, man. I was hating, and I obviously Oda wanted us to feel that way. But yeah, you like Mod, you literally hit the nail on the head about like the lack of love in his life and how it means here. So like for Harold to be like, I love you too, man, he gets it. He gets what he needed. So it's peak, man. No, you said everything I had to say. So thank you.
No problem, man. No problem. It was beautiful work by Oda. So
And love is becoming a really big theme of One Piece, man. It's always was, but it's coming up more and more. Like the power of love. Like I remember when Saturn was like, Vegapunk explained how Kuma is even here. Vegapunk was like, in a nutshell, you might call it love, right? And then Rock
Right.
said earlier in the flashback, like I think Harold is now working with me in his own way because of love, his love for his people. You know what I mean? His love for his sons and Elbaf in general. So I'm wondering where Oda is taking all this power of love stuff and if it's gonna appear in a more literal way or something.
Right.
I mean,
We definitely.
Sanji's been a prime time character
Exactly.
for
He
that. So
literally beat the fuck out of S Shark with it.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, there's that, but then also like like Luffy's version of love is just like his connectiveness to everyone. I think that's another form of love that Oda's been showing, like
Yeah.
how Luffy helps everyone, like get liberated in a way, especially like with Bonnie, like the last one, like the and Egghead and all that stuff. So I definitely do see it coming more to fruition as we get later on into
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
for
that said,
sure.
though, there's a whole other chapter.
Yeah, we
Yes, we
do
do.
got another chapter to go through.
Maybe open
Chapter.
another tab in case we want to go back. By the way,
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
thanks, Phil.
Definitely do that. No problem. Go. All right. Chapter 1171, Ragnar. Another reader request cover story that I don't care about. Give us the story, Apex. Um,
That's fine. That's fine. Let's get into it.
yeah. We start this chapter towards at the where we left off at the end of the last chapter. We are reaching the end of the flashback. With Harold now defeated and the castle in shambles. We see Gaban talking about how he had a terrible vision of Harold venturing forth from the castle and laying waste to the world until it was nothing but ruins. He says it's hard to imagine with the way his wounds healed themselves that there was actually a means to stop him. He goes on to ask, does the treasure of Elbaf really have such power? Asking Yarul. And Yarul says, not that I've heard, but it chills my spine to think of what might have happened had Loki not been here. Shanks goes back to think about his conversation with Harold, about becoming a God's Knight, and then he goes to think about a conversation he had with Figarling, his father, and who said, "Speak your desire, and whatever it is, you shall have it. You've been so deprived, my poor son." Um,
Fuck that dude.
yeah, yeah. Um, he grips his arm with his I was about to say curse mark, yo. Yo,
Hey,
I mean, you're
low
not
legion,
wrong. You're not wrong.
hey, I mean,
I mean, it's basically
you
what it
know,
is.
It is what it is.
low
You call a
key.
spade a spade. Like,
He grips his arm as he continues thinking about what his father said, talking about the miserable peons are not people, talking about the surface dwellers. And he tells them to forget what happened in the lower world. And Shanks is pained and starts to fall to his knees as he grips his arm. Gaban grabs him, tells him to stop it. and he's like, "There's your bad habit again. Don't you dare regret your birth." Shanks blows up. He says, "Why did Harold have to die? He was too pure-hearted. If only I'd." Before he can finish, Gabon stops and says, "It's not your fault, and you know it. You still have a role to play, Shanks. Everyone's life has meaning, but you have to keep a level head." Um, we then
Bro,
cut up. Go ahead.
sorry, I just want to harp on this a little bit. First off, the TCB in Gabon's first panel there hit us with a Mewtwo. Like, don't regret the circumstances of your birth. I was like, yeah, I feel like I've heard that before somewhere. But Shanks, I feel like the Shanks page is really like a window into how he feels about his past, or I guess like his like family. And that line there, if only I'd like, because if you guys remember, Harold was only selected to get the next step up because Shanks disappeared from the
Yes.
Holy Land.
Yep.
He was supposed to have it next. But anyway, yeah, so it's just cool to see, like, some seeds of what Shanks's dilemma might be in his character in the future. I'm just interested.
No, I love seeing this angst in Shanks, like, because like he has a lot on him. And I do think that when Roger told him, like, that scene when he was young, and then you see him break down, I do think it actually might be the fact that he's a celestial dragon. Like, I think more and more, especially with this panel, like that is like, and that destroys Shanks. So then that's why Shanks then has to go on this journey on trying to find, like, learn more about it, and that's why he ends up joining them and stuff like that. But he feels the burden that he has, that he's like fated to do something, and the fact that, like, he's holding the arm that he ends up losing. Like, everyone keeps saying that, like, Shanks is the first person Luffy liberated once he got the fruit, and like
Definitely.
this just like keeps cementing it more and more, right? Like we've never seen Shanks like holding his arm like that, and like this
Breaking
thing.
down like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and like that's a big thing, and like, but like now when you see Shanks, he touches that arm and he's like happy. He's like damn, like he thinks about Luffy, like the sea monster taking it, and everything that Luffy's done since, and like that was his part in this whole story, right? Like getting the fruit to Luffy, who's chosen now, and now he's been liberated, and now he's been helping him along the way. At least we hope, But this whole panel, Gabon, like, yo, Father of the Year, bro. Like, I wish I had a mentor like Gabon, dude. And it just, I don't know, there's something really nice that you see between the two, and more of Shanks' upgrade, bringing and to see who he becomes, and
Yeah,
how he was.
it's cool to see the emotional, like, they're kind
Yeah,
of working through it together. It's very cool because we know that literally Luffy said in the beginning of this arc, like, he always thought Shanks' family was the Roger Pirates, right? And then we see Gabon walking to the castle, so it's cool to see this. You're right. It's like a father figure of his, trying to
yeah,
steer him in the right way.
Yeah. And I also wanted to point out, like, I do also agree with you, Mister, that, like, I do mostly agree with you that, like, I think that Roger, that scene might have been him telling them about his celestial past, because the way he's breaking down
mm-hmm.
here kind of makes it feel like it could be that. But I'm also a little because the line where he says that's your bad habit again, like, he makes it seem like this has been a reoccurring thing, like, constantly. So, but maybe it could have been after the Pirate King stuff, because or like the Roger stuff too, that maybe Shanks constantly went to see Gabon, like, constantly, and maybe this kept happening or something like that, or it could have been happening on the pirate ship. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
no,
it
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, yeah.
but it's interesting because I really can't wait for the Roger flashback. Like, because I know we're gonna get that through the Shanks flashback. That's inevitable to happen at some point, and then we see, like, at all times, when did he have this epiphany and reaction to his birth and stuff like that. And I wonder if they never told him this whole time, like, if they found out but just never told him, or if they found out all at once. You know what I mean? Like, that would be an interesting dynamic to explore.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep it going. We cut over to Loki, who says this is what he gets for loving his country. Sitting down in front of his father's corpse, he says it's a cruel joke as tears are flowing from his face. He's covered Harold with his coat, drape, whatever the thing is.
The cloak. Yeah, the
Cloak.
cloak.
Yeah. Um, and then we cut to the Holy Land, where Emu is saying that Harald was a rare ancient giant warrior given even greater power and an immortal body, that he was nothing short of a monster, and he was still killed. By whom? What is in Elbath?
Shook,
This
bitch.
nigga is perplexed.
Yeah, and
He
we
said,
see him huffing and
"Who?"
puffing while he's doing it too. Like he's really
Yeah,
worked up over this.
the fuck? He said, "Who did this shit, man?" Like, oh man.
um, yeah. So one of the Gorosei says that they should have it investigated, and that Harold's abyss, the signature sign thing in the castle is still in Elbath, and is still intact. Emu says enough. If we do that, it will only be the death of more knights. Performing the covenant inflicts a cost upon Mu as well.
And then he continues to huff and puff in that panel. I
Yeah.
feel we got to talk about this. Like, it seems like losing Harold
Hurt.
like
Yeah.
hurt this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It looks like
think
that.
yeah, I think it's in like because it was like something taken away, like something
Yo,
killed, right? Unlike Saturn, Emu was able to take just Saturn's
like
power
he
away.
retrieved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
retrieved it back, and that's not gonna hurt him, but like or her or whatever, hurt them. But in this instance, like someone killed it. Like so, I think you kill each and every one of these members maybe at once. That's a big like infliction of damage to Emu and unlock some shit. Like I don't know, like that's like the key. Because right, they mentioned the fact that Emu has like what 13 uh
There's 13
contracts,
contracts. Yeah. Yeah.
right? There's 13 contracts, so I think that you got to kill each and every one of them. What if this means that we're gonna get 13 straw hats at the end? You know.
Yeah, they all need conquers at the end.
I'm about to say, yeah, they got to get past that pesky Conquerors hockey problem. But
Luffy shares it with everybody. Ah.
man, I swear if that happens, that'd be sick. Because I feel like they set the precedence for it.
Yeah.
But where they could share it, via objects or whatever. So
That
he
that
infuses it, and he infuses Usopp's sniper with hockey.
I think I think it's with his connection with this crew though, like because like the fact that he sensed Chopper falling, right? Like I don't know, I think there's something with that in the Gear 5. He's like I don't think it's completely wrong that he's gonna end up sharing using this imagination, right? That's what they talk
I agree.
about.
I think the Gear 5 especially, like especially
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way Emmet and Zanusha react to Joy Boy's heartbeat. I feel like it's gonna carry on to his crew.
yeah, and I think they all gotta end up getting like Super 5 Gear 5 forms, some shit like that. Like that'd be I don't know. There's definitely some Roberto two piece, but I definitely know people have definitely said that. Will have been saying that also, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
My personal hypothesis though with him huffing like that, I think because we've seen it similar to when the robot used Joy Boy's hockey to send them offline. I think that was the closest reference we have to Emu, huffing and puffing or whatever. And I
Getting
think
worked
it
up,
might have
yeah,
been
yeah,
and it might have been because Emu was controlling Harold, and on top of that, Emu was also directly responsible for his power being used for all five Gorosei to just get there and do whatever. That like someone either interfering with that via hockey or just straight up destroying someone like that or whatever, I think just directly affects him when while his power is being used or something like actively.
But what do you make of the performing the covenant inflicts a cost upon Mu as well? Like I feel like he's saying that he's giving something up for this.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he just gave Harold the covenant pretty much, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah. So that
Yeah,
was a
but
rather recent thing.
when he gives something up for the covenant to happen, does if it's destroyed, do you think that like returns to him, or if it's destroyed, it just goes into the ether?
No, I think that's what we're saying. Yeah, like the fact that it like with Saturn he could take it back, but he didn't get the chance to do it with Harald. Like Loki destroyed whatever it is,
Yeah.
and overpowered it. So I think like Miss said, like I definitely think it seems like there's a difference when someone destroys it or destroys the person that has the contract.
Okay, yeah, I feel that. I definitely think that that's definitely possible because yeah, like you pointed out, I'm just and maybe it's that when someone is into like the someone's threatening your emu shit while they have the covenant or whatever, that maybe that he feels that as well. Like, I don't know, because I'm still perplexed then by the Joy Boy hockey stuff then. Like, why did sending all of them back just not, like, why did that affect him when
I
none of
thought,
them were destroyed?
I thought he was just shook. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you thought he
Yeah,
was just shook?
I thought he was just
yeah.
terrified. Yeah,
I thought he felt it, like felt what they were feeling, and then just got shook and was like,
yeah.
"Oh
That's what I
fuck,
thought.
like shit, ah, no, this dude is back, no." Some PTSD thing. That's how I felt. That's
Well,
how I.
let's not dwell on it though. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
we'll figure it out at some point.
Okay. Yeah, so he goes on to say that Harald chose to debase himself before mankind and to connect his country to other lands and peoples, and that made him a heretic. His people are a tribe of warriors whose every drop of blood calls out for battle. Carelessly incorporating them into the government will lead to internal collapse. He keeps going to say an ancient giant king of Elbaf who agrees to the covenant is a gift to Mu, the likes of which shall not be seen again. He was a king that Elbaf never should have had, and see what came of it. History does not lie, our kinds are incompatible. Never forget that Elbaf is D.
that was wild.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy line, I can't lie.
A little different from TCP as well.
Yeah, I think Elbaf is of the D,
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
TCB said, right? But this one says
Yeah,
Elbaf is D.
But I think at the end of the day, you can read it still like they're part of this Will of D thing.
So
Which we
Because
still don't-
otherwise,
yeah, go ahead.
because otherwise, like I've heard, like I had a conversation about with the like a bit before the pod about how some people think that now they're saying Elbaf is more connected to the origin of D than other people that have the D, like the Nefeltaris or whatever. But I think that would be like we've heard anything close to this, right? The D seems to be a collective thing, and specifically having to do with Joy Boy. So I don't know. I think I just think it's not different than TCB. I just think it means Elbaf is connected to the Will of D in some sense. Maybe their royal family or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of conclude that too, because when you say Elbaf is, D, I think that like that's saying, they're a part of him or something like that.
that's how I took it.
Yeah, or in relation or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But still, that's a
And
crazy reveal.
I mean,
Yeah.
but also the fact that we've seen right the big giant straw hat in Mary Joie, so like I had always figured that that the person that owned that the original Joy Boy or whatever was a giant. So meaning that that clan was definitely like the giants were definitely part of the D clan. At least one part of them. You never know if there was another that ends up straying and going with the Gorosei. But definitely, I had a feeling that they'd definitely be related to the D clan. But now we just get confirmation that that is definitely the case, and like that the giants have been an enemy uh of Mu this whole time, and that's why they've been trying so hard to try to get someone inside the Giants to try to convert them because they're the key to, fucking flip the script and make Emu or Mu whatever win everything at the end. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, we cut back to Elbaf, the castle, where we see everybody who is still surviving in the castle gathered around. Jarl says that he tells Loki that this news will lead to great unrest in the kingdom, and Loki says, "I don't care. I'm going out to sea." He says he'll take all the surviving guards with him, and Jarl says, "What about Harald's wishes?" Talking about to tell the people of Elbaf exactly what happened here. Loki says, I can't tell them. And then he tells everybody in the room to never speak a word of what happened here to anyone.
Yep.
Jarl says, do you understand who they'll blame for it? And then Loki's like, well, how's that any different than normal?
Damn.
Yep.
He goes on to say, do you really see a future where I become king and carry on my old man's ideals? But there are other ways that I can live up to him. I'll take the powers I have and go avenge my dad and his soldiers. Jarl tries to plead with him, stop him, tell him that he's talking nonsense. The world government is a colossal organization and that it's a task far beyond anything he could possibly imagine. We see Shanks and Gabon kind of contemplating on this, just staring at him. And then we see the aftermath where somebody reports that a disaster and terrible misfortune of the castle has been attacked and that Harald has been slain, which leads into the present day where we cut back to the people in the underworld. When Loki finishes the story, he says he sailed right off the island. I'm sure that by the time you return home, Hydrogen, I'd been fully transformed into Loki, the Father Slayer, in the public's eye. I certainly did enough to convince them I was capable of it. However, and he says, I'm not so far gone that I'd celebrate killing my own dad. I just didn't want everything he did to be undone because of what happened in the end. Or do you still think I should have told the country everything? Yeah, I really love these panels here just because this is the first time we see real genuine emotion, or real genuineness in general from Loki.
Yeah.
That even to this day, he still has conflict on whether or not the decision he made was the right one.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah. We see Hydrogen contemplating on what he was just told. We see Gabon telling him it's all true. We see our boy Monkey D. Luffy finally for the first time in 7 months, who's actually stayed awake for the entirety of the story, which is the craziest part.
It's only because Shanks
yeah,
was involved.
he heard
No.
Shanks stay
Facts,
really locked
actually
in.
facts.
Yeah.
That's so fast.
Nah, he knew from the start. He said, "Nah, I gotta listen to my boy Loki real quick, bro." He locked in. He locked in.
He was waiting for the
I'm
word
the
Shanks
mod,
to
bro.
pop up.
Luffy's on watch, bro.
That boy was nodding off. That boy was nodding off, and then every time he heard Shake's name, he woke back up, bro. That's literally how it, like, there's no other way.
Oh,
But yeah, we do see him for the first time in 7 months. Loki continues. He said, "Do you get
welcome
it now?"
back, Goat.
Yeah, welcome back for sure. Loki says, "Do you get it now? I didn't want to have to dredge all this back up." And we see him really harping
He's
over.
crying, bro.
Yeah, he's going through it.
I feel for him, man.
Hydrogen says, "I now understand why Chief Jarl argued for your clemency and continued to protect you. In short, Father chose death over the manipulations of the world government. And ever since then, the government has been Elbaf's enemy." How did they manipulate him like that? And then Gabon says, as a matter of fact, these newly arrived Holy Knights of God played a pivotal role in Harold's story, but Loki still doesn't know exactly what happened to Harold in the Holy Land. If you need more details, I can explain. Hydrogen says that won't be necessary for now. I don't need a reason to protect my homeland. So everybody's ready to go. I just want to say I saw a funny ass tweet with Harold saying when Hydrogen said it won't be necessary. Somebody said, "Thank God for Hydrogen for saving us from another 6 months of flashback." He just held it down. But when I first read this, I assumed that he was talking about the parts that we already saw of.
Yes.
I think that we saw as the audience, but
right,
they
but
don't
they
know.
didn't see it, right? So like that joke kind of like doesn't really make sense, but it's funny, so it's cool.
But still, this explains that exact thing, because people are like, "Yo, how the fuck does Loki know about what happened on God Valley?" But at the end of the day, it's Oda telling us, and then they hear what they need to hear from who needs, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Niggas were like, I asked a question to this. I'm like, yo, it doesn't really matter in the end. We gotta hear about it somehow.
Yeah, and it's also reading comprehension. Like, so we already know as like. But what I did like about this though is that we saw that everyone stayed behind to listen to Loki's story. Like,
because when we left them, they were on the boat. It looked like they were getting ready to go up.
Yeah,
but everybody stopped to hear the story. Yeah, for sure.
So I thought that was nice.
Yeah. So the cuffs are finally released off of Loki by his own brother Hydrogen, who continues to say, "If we see eye to eye about anything, Loki, it's love for our father. Allow me to apologize for that, if nothing else. Now fight with me for Elbaf's sake."
Oh, that's cold. Oh, it got me hyped.
Yeah, the brothers are united. They're on the same page now. Luffy's happy he can finally see Loki fight, and as they are doing this, we see a figure crash into the underworld, which ends up being one of the Dreamdids, nightmare monsters, whatever.
Yeah, the Dreamids or
Um,
whatever.
yeah, Dream Tids, whatever. Yeah. This is a Draugr, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. I may play some D&D.
We see somebody saying that this is what's been raging up above, that there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, it's Chopper actually saying that.
Yeah.
Hydrogen is like, where did it come from? Is that a Draugr? But those aren't real. Loki's like, sounds like the perfect warm-up. You guys go on ahead. I can fly up. We see Luffy confused on what that is. Hydrogen is like, what's going on? And everybody's telling him, get on the boat. Let's get out of here. As they're getting lifted up into the above world, the rest of the hydrogen pirates say they used to think that Loki was a real bastard who killed his own father, and that they all apologize. They say sorry about that, but only for this one thing. All of your many other crimes still count. And Loki's like, just shut up and go. I didn't need to hear all that. Like, it was unnecessary.
Shit.
Loki's like, this is amazing. I can move again. I'm finally free. And Luffy is still riding on his shoulder, or I guess he's on his leg right here. He's running up his leg to his shoulder. Luffy's a goofball, yo.
Yeah, he is.
We see Chopper kind of stunned at what's going on. And then Gabon notices and he says, "Ship doctor, I appreciate your help here, but I'm concerned about my son." And Chopper's like, "Oh, right, sure." So Chopper ends up hitching a ride with Sanji, who uses his airfoot. I forgot the name of it. Jesus Christ.
Skywalk.
Skywalk. What did I say?
Yeah.
Airfoot. Yo, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same, but different.
Sanji uses the Skywalk to give Gabon and Chopper a lift. Chopper says, "Nice and gentle." Sanji says, "Yeah, I know. Weren't you gonna stay here?" We then cut to Luffy and Loki. Loki asks Luffy, "What are you even doing up here?" And Luffy says, "I want to see how you fight." And he's like, "All right, show off your power." Loki calls for his hammer, Ragnir, which we see make a little chirping noise because we know it's the squirrel within. He goes to swing his hammer. He swings it into the Draugr, and the Draugr freezes in an attack called Nibelheim. To end the chapter with Luffy shocked and the creature frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a crazy reveal, by the way.
Yeah, that is a crazy reveal.
Yeah. So do we want to just talk about this first then? Just start here since we're here. Or...
we can start anywhere for real, but
this is cool. This is thick.
Yeah, like this boy Loki might be low key, or not even low key, high key. This one of the strongest characters we've ever seen.
Yeah,
period.
No,
Like,
gotta be, bro. He's gotta be, bro.
Like, first of all, you got you an ancient giant. You an ancient giant with phenomenal strength that is like, even for other ancient giants, I don't know how they compare to being able to be thrown off of trees and stuff as babies and being able to climb up. I don't know about any of that, but like the fact that you have some of the most crazy durability feats. Then when you get older, you're able to compete with Harald, who, Harald is, directly compared to rocks, man. Directly compared to rocks. He has Conqueror's Haki, coding, and on top of that, he has, Ragnir, which Ragnir apparently has like multiple devil fruits or multiple powers. That's like a Big Mom-esque like versatility with lightning. Yeah. We saw him shoot lightning from it. He can freeze mugs with the same veracity as like Aokiji. Like,
Real quick, Ma, with that, I saw on Twitter that people were saying that Ragnir, he's channeling like each of the 9 realms from the world tree. Because it's the squirrel, right? So like that's why he's able to change into different powers.
I
cool.
saw that too, and that's why I'm like, bruh, this character, this is almost like a fan fiction character, low key. Like this is like if I was to create a character, I want him to be the strongest in the verse. I'm writing him with Conqueror's Hockey. He's the strongest giant. His weapons have devil fruits, and they channel so much. He has a devil fruit. The devil
Which we
fruit
haven't
is
seen yet.
like, yeah, like bro, this character, man, this is Oda like. Oda is going nuts with with create a character here. This is the NBA 2K he created
99.
All the sliders up.
And
Like you said, like you said, to me it's simple, bro. Like Harold,
everything. Oh my god.
Harold fought Rocks, like you said, to a standstill. And Rocks in his demonic form was fighting Garb and Roger. Like it seems like Harold and Rocks are like the highest tier, like Pirate King tier, whatever. And Loki fucked Harold up. Like it was nothing. So to me, it's clear that Loki might be the strongest person walking around, not named Emu. I think. Like
let's just also not forget that Loki as a kid was taking blows from Harold. Like I know Harold, not
Rocks,
Harold, by Rock when he was trying to join the crew, right? And then he survived getting stabbed by Rocks. I don't care who it is. He's still that's still an endurance feat, right? That adds to it, and like just showing that Loki is Victor Wembanyama. This motherfucker got everything, and he's a fucking ancient giant.
He's not even fire scaling.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like this dude, like oh my god, yeah, like it's absolutely crazy. I'm excited, yo. Like he's
and on
a cool
top
design.
of that,
Oh my, is he joining the crew?
Oh, bro, don't know. No, he can't join the crew.
Is he joining the crew?
Too much power. No. He has to
who
stand
fucking with them for real if he's on the crew?
He has to stand alone. This is too much. Like you
Well,
can't.
he'll be the leader of Elbath to like just how like Momo, the leader of Wano and shit like that. Like
it seems like
that nigga's not making it off the island, gang. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo, I also feel that he's so strong. It's like, what is Oda gonna do with him?
I know.
These niggas are going there by the end of this arc. Bro.
Yeah, you think so?
Dude, solidifies it, bro. Like Oda cannot let this nigga live, bro. Like he can't, bro.
No,
he can't, bro.
No, dude.
He can't.
I'm not.
No.
Kali, I hate, bro. Because while you were reading this, I was, for a second, I was like, is Loki gonna die? And then I was like, is Loki gonna die? And then is this how Usopp gets the hammer? Like he's seen as worthy, like somehow gets tied in. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want Loki to die. He's so cool, but you might not be wrong, cause he might be too cool, bro. Like, like how does he even stand? Like he's on par with Gear 5 like power like that, like maybe even more so.
This nigga will kill Luffy, bro.
Yeah, like this OG dude.
And that's that's the big conundrum with Loki, right? Like this dude might be too strong for him to continue in the story. Like Callie brought it up, it's like it might be one of those older one of those those movies where it's like I created you. You're doing too much. I gotta take you out. Like type things with Loki. Like, but oh my goodness, I don't want him to die though. I will say
just knowing Oda though, like I'd be shocked if he gave him this really like this backstory that's so fucking touching. Like I mean, it would be crazy to me to introduce this really important character who seems to, and then not to mention his importance to the Guy Law, especially with what Rock said, right? Like it seems like only someone with the devil fruit from Elbath, who's also like Harald, who's presumably ancient giant blood or whatever, only they can do what has to be done and reawaken the Guy Law. So I don't know. I feel like he has roles to play in the story, even though I did think he was gonna die. I think Blackbeard, taking his fruit is like a likely thing or whatever.
No.
Sorry, do you want this one, Kelly?
No, I didn't say nothing. That was Mr. crying because he didn't want Blackbeard to go.
I don't want it.
But not. I mean,
we were
even after I say that.
Yeah.
I definitely brought that up back early before the flashback. But even now that I say that though, it could also be him doing it on purpose. He's like, yo, here's this character. Luffy even likes it a lot. You guys like him a lot. I watch him die. You know what I mean? I could see it.
Oh man, and on top of that, like the fact that if what Mista and what the theories that I saw about him about Ragnar being able to channel the 9 realms or whatever, it caused this. I wonder if it'd be interesting if Ragnar is the reason why the Galileo was frozen in the first place.
100%. This is what this reveal is about, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I feel like what this is, because you see like this giant ass creature that's dwarfing Loki. You gotta think about how big that is in like normal human size. Like
Yep.
you
Right.
know, and he's frozen like that. It definitely has to be because of Ragnir. Like someone was using Ragnir to freeze the Galila. I don't know why. I don't know for what reason, but maybe it could have been like someone that was like freezing them for like, hey, we gotta freeze y'all because we need y'all in the future, and
Yeah,
y'all
like Joy Boy's
on
gonna
some
come back in
Avatar
900 years.
Avatar shit. Like, yeah.
Literally, yeah. I think that's the case because literally, what did Harald say? Like Ragnar hasn't like the fruit hasn't been seen in so long because Ragnar hasn't accepted someone. So it means the last person, and this fruit is passed down between Elbaf lineage, like royal lineage, right? So it seems
Right.
like it's in the previous king or like the Void Century king, or maybe you know what I mean. Some king in the past used Ragnar to freeze the Galila. So I agree with you. It's definitely like this is what this reveal means, and it has to. And I wanted to talk about the Elbaf is of the D line. This is like kind of going further to talk about that, right? The Galila we've talked about. They might have been the ones who made Pluton or whatever. But a big thing about the Galila is, remember, after we probably talked about it, but after Fishman Island, the Neptunians were talking about the Ark Noah being kind of fucked up after Luffy destroyed it. They were like only they, quote unquote, can hope to fix it. But then another one said, but eras have changed, so they don't think they are around to fix it. It's clear that the Galila, I think, are the ones they're talking about, and that like the Galila working on the Ark Noah, which is something that Joy Boy was going to use, shows that the Giants and the Galila were clearly working against the Emu back in the Void Century. You know what I mean? Like, we're just getting more and more pictures of that from this reveal, from the the D reveal, all that stuff. It's all melding into one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So I wanted to ask y'all because talking about Loki's strength, there's people that will give it to Loki that like he's definitely top 5 in the verse, especially right now in terms of like people alive and stuff like that. And there's some people that are a little bit skeptical about it because on paper he got it, but is he in reality this as strong as we think? Because there's one big problem, and the fact that he was chained. Scapa Kuban said he got defeated or he got captured by Shanks, and that's a big contention because it's like most people don't believe that Shanks is that strong to the point where. Well, some people do. I've seen it, but I don't think. I think the bigger consensus is that Shanks is not as strong as like Rox or Harald or something like that. Maybe I don't know if he is right now or not, but like most people don't hold that. But for him to capture someone like this, what does that mean? Does that mean Shanks is that guy and he's that strong, or is there something more that like we just don't know about or something like that between them two?
I think
I don't
Shanks
know.
is just that guy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I remember like towards the end of the flashback, once we realized, okay, this is how it's gonna go, they're gonna all like respect Loki's wishes of not talking about it. I was okay. So what about 6 years ago? Right? Why is he tied up? Why did they say that Shanks beat him or whatever? If they clearly decided 14 years ago on this one plan. And then I was thinking, maybe there's something we don't know about. But my boy yesterday, I was at a fighting event, and we talking about One Piece, and he's like, man, I agree that there's something up, but dude, if him and Shanks agreed on this, why does he ask Luffy to free him? He clearly doesn't want to be tied up, I think.
Yeah, true. That is a good point.
And I was like, wow, I never considered that, even though it's like such a clearly good point.
That is a
but,
good point, just flat out. Like,
yeah. So I don't know, man. Maybe Shanks, but he also calls him a coward, right? Did Shanks trick him? Would Shanks trick someone like that? I don't know, man. I don't know.
How could you trick someone like this? Like this to be
I don't know, bro.
Right?
I have no idea. But he calls him a coward, right? He doesn't like, if he's really not fucking with him, like he seems like he didn't straight up beat him or something. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe he's calling him a coward because he enlisted for
Went
Shanks.
back on this.
Yeah, or he enlisted Shanks for help to destroy the world government, and maybe Shanks declined or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he's calling him a coward because of that. Because it's like, hey, you knew about what happened to my father. It happened to you, literally. Or
that's
like,
a good point, bro.
Why are you not, with me on stopping them? And instead, you're just trying to stop me. and you know what's going on. Like, and
That's a good point too. It reminds me of like Buggy like being mad at Shanks for not wanting to go for the One Piece.
Right, yeah. Everyone's mad at Shanks for not living up to what they want out of
You
him.
know?
So, the Holy
Shanks,
Knights
what
are
are we,
mad at
man?
Shanks for not going with them. Buggy's not mad at Shanks for not living up to Pirate King, and Loki's mad at Shanks for not rebelling against the world government. Everyone's mad at Shanks. Luffy's mad at Shanks for like, bro, why you didn't meet me yet? Nah, I was just playing.
No, everyone's a piece of shit. That's a good point, man. He's very important to that team. He's gonna be even more important as the story goes on. But yeah, I feel like there's shit we don't know about, man. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, for sure.
And it kind of goes into why people feel sorry, Callie, to talk
No, go
about
ahead.
because you mentioned it earlier about the jarring nature of how fast we move back to the present. It seems like the stuff between the stuff after this point is like he just wants to get to what mattered for this emu fight. And then we'll talk about that shit later, like the Shanks things. I think he just wanted to get back to the present and keep it going. And we'll hear about all that stuff after because he still has to explain to Luffy where Shanks is, right? That's what the promise was.
Yeah.
I think all that stuff will come then, like his life after he killed Harald.
I still think they were all in on the plan, and it's all just an act.
It's all a
Kinda,
grift. It's all.
yeah,
It's all.
just all- just
I
fucking
agree, but again, like my boy made a great point
baiting
about
the
like
time.
why does he want to get out? Why does he Luffy like yo get the key from your big dog, right?
Cause you playing the part, bro. Like shit. This random dude, yeah, well, get me out, bro. Shit, like,
Loki's on some 8th dimensional
This nigga is
3D
the
chapter.
greatest double agent of all time, bro.
Right,
hey,
yeah.
shit. Yeah, at the same time, you know what? I'm tired of being chained up, yo. Fuck out of here. Give me the chains, bro. Like, fuck that, yo. Like, you can change your mind, bro. You've been sitting there for how long? I would have
That's
changed my
real.
mind a few times, bro.
That's
I would
It's
have
kind of
been.
real. I'm not gonna
So,
lie.
I would be like, yo, fuck the plan. I'm out of here. I'm tired of sitting here doing nothing, bro. Like, shit. Like, yo, this dummy over here want to get me out? Yo, let's go. Come here.
Nah,
Like,
facts.
let's do it. Let's do some goonery shit right now. That's what they're about to do right now. I'm excited, bro. This shit.
Was there anything else in 1171 that you guys wanted to talk about?
It felt like everything.
I think we stopped at the main points, like the emu line.
Yeah.
It wasn't too
Luffy,
much. All this was kind of self-explanatory.
It's interesting that he said that I'm going out with all the surviving guards. I wonder if they're still alive. Like what he did with them at sea.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So I wonder what happened. Yeah, I wonder what happened to them.
That's definitely a good point.
One?
They might still be waiting for him. Who knows?
And there are guards waiting, chilling.
There are guards because he didn't kill everything. He killed most of them, but some of the guards were alive, and he said he would take the rest of them that were living out to sea.
Yeah. So I wonder, like in the present day, like if they're alive, if they're just waiting for him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely a good point.
We would definitely got to all the things.
I know on Twitter people were saying that like because Loki's cloak used to be like the same one that Rox had. And so like he covers his dad with that cloak.
Oh, I seen that. I seen people notice that Loki's whole attire is basically Rox's attire.
Yeah.
And the only reason he doesn't have the cloak is because he took the cloak off to give it to cover his father in death.
Yeah. Like that.
I saw a picture of it. I'll see if I can maybe find it. But there was definitely a picture comparing both outfits, and they actually are really similar. But it makes sense with Loki being so inspired by
Rox.
By Rox, yeah.
I love it. And then you see like Loki got some sun tattoos also, by the way. Just as a
that's the clearest look we've gotten at his tattoo.
Yeah, as a tattooed guy. I'm like, ooh, so some tattoos. I see you, boy.
But yeah, I don't know if there was too much else to talk about.
No, we went through it.
Right? We went pretty in depth about it. I think the ending was probably the most to talk about.
Yeah, I think the one thing about 1170, like I just think like 1170, 1171 in total is like Harald and Rox had a really similar like death, like how that no one really knew about it. They were controlled. They had to get someone they know to kill them, to stop them from doing further harm. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And all they had to do was work together, and they could have had different outcomes.
Yeah, it's a cool. Like they definitely had a really tragic friendship.
They did, and I will say, Loki, Harald, MVP for being accepting. Like real quick, I feel like Hydrogen always knew his brother wasn't this dude. Even though he wanted to believe it, but he always felt like deep down, like that his brother didn't kill his dad like that. Like,
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because otherwise he would still be like, I don't know, bro. Like, yo, fuck this dude, bro. you know?
And it helps that Gabon finally stopped fucking lying and just co-signed it finally, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
Like, that's what, yeah, that helps. That helps everything. But also, I mean, because Hydrogen always saw how Loki interacted with his mom, even though Loki was always cold and like, rough about it. That's how Loki was, and he knew that Loki loved his mom, so and respected her. So I feel like that definitely helped also in this situation. But thank you, Hydrogen. Let us avoid some more flashbacks for now, and let's get to the present because I want to see some. I want to see some action. Yeah.
Also, I just absolutely love the Harutagen and his crew's whimper towards Loki. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's so funny.
absolutely love it. Like,
I agree, that was
kind of
nice.
like, we're sorry, but only for this one thing. All your many other crimes still count. Like, he's just
Yeah.
like that's like.
But even then, bro, just from us watching the flashback and seeing his flashback, all of his fucking like criminal activity accounts, I'll be fucking justified, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm Team Loki all the way.
I mean, we'll probably not get any more flashbacks or anything like that. He probably did some mischievous petty
Hell yeah.
stuff, I would say, or whatever.
Like he didn't
I
kill the
think that
family horse. He
was
didn't kill the royal horse. That's some
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
That's some bullshit, bro.
but probably some petty shit that he definitely probably was responsible for. Like, you probably would say like he probably did those, but I think that's the joke in of itself. Like, everything else you did, like you stealing candy, that was all you.
Yeah. Like, that petty, you tripped me in second grade, bro, motherfucker. I still remember you. That got nothing to do with your pops and shit like that, yo.
Right.
I still remember
Like,
that shit, yo. Like all that shit, bro. No. But I like that because they go back and forth because of their childhood and like they've probably been going
yeah.
back and forth with each other and but like still like the apology does help him finally like be like stop being anti Elbath and like all right, my pops was about saving Elbath. It's time for me to fucking like step up
Step
to the
up.
plate. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Callie, you made me sad now because you really put that thought in my head that this dude is going to get murked.
Well,
and I don't want that.
I was one of the first co-signers when Huss brought it up because I remember making the connection between his devil fruit and rock. So was it emu? I don't remember
Yeah,
what it
I
was,
think
but I
think all
remember.
the Blackbeard rock stuff was like really tied.
Yeah. I was one of the first co-signers when Huss even brought it up. So like I've been on that train. I just think this solidifies it, man. This character's too strong to keep going. He's definitely too strong to join the Straw Hats.
That's a guarantee. I agree with you.
Let alone
Yeah.
exist in
It
the
changes.
universe.
It changes the whole fucking power dynamic of the Straw Hats.
He's about to give
changes.
Emu a run for his money. Like a character like that is gonna be rough to keep in the story and without while it's still being fair and whatnot.
That's true. What if the death of Loki is what causes Ragnarok? Like because his fruit goes in the wild and then like it's like a wild goose chase on who gets it and then like shit just starts happening. Like I don't know.
I see it. I see it.
It's something like a key like that, some shit like that. I don't know.
By the way, I think I really think that the 1% opportunity like chance. Because I'm thinking, okay, like if Loki dies, what happens about the Galley Law Company, right? Like who unfreezes them, right? But I realized Loki dying doesn't mean Ragnar doesn't still exist, and obviously Ragnar is about choosing
That's why I think
and sadly this is where Usopp comes in. Even though I don't fuck with this.
That's a big ass hammer for Usopp to be carrying, man. I'm not gonna
but
lie.
because it's chipmunk, I think it could change the size.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be
user.
surprised if you just did that shit. Like, oh yeah, like I just how big it is, right?
That would be one hell of an upgrade.
It would be. But I need my dog I need Usopp to earn this shit. Is what I'm trying to say.
He does have to earn it. It definitely can't be on some hand-me-down shit. He needs to show himself.
Agreed.
For sure.
I will say, who knocked down this Draugr? Just saying.
Yeah, facts.
Hey,
we're losing last time we saw.
Yeah, everyone was fucking getting L's. Like, did it just fall or did someone knock it down? I don't know. People were saying like, "Yo, Usopp finally stepped up." Who knows?
That man is tied up. That man is tied up still. What are we talking about?
I know. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just curious to see what's been going on
go
up
back
there.
up There's just like how they did
They're like
when
3
the
minutes
Conqueror's Haki
ago.
happened. Yeah.
You know,
And
by
then-
the way, like the fact that Zoro and them hadn't gone up yet actually makes me believe the 3 minutes things. Like I
Yeah,
actually
no,
believe
no, definitely.
That
it
it,
really,
it's
like-
legitimately been 6 months for
Yeah.
us, but it was legitimately because you know what it is too. A lot of that flashback, it's confirmed when Gabon says, "Oh, you know, Harald had a lot of expeditions in the Holy Land that you guys don't even know about." A lot of that flashback that we heard about wasn't necessarily told to them as
Facts,
characters.
facts.
So like
it was
all
like
they
literally
really
like
heard,
6 chapters.
right? All they really heard was the events that happened at
The
Elbaf.
castle.
the
right,
castle and or
yeah.
at Elbaf in general, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense that it was only like 3 minutes or whatever.
I like that though.
Yeah,
I
so
do
the
wonder-
situation probably might not have changed upstairs a lot.
I do wonder how. I do think there's gonna be some separation between the group going up on the boat and Luffy and Loki appearing. I'm sure that they're gonna appear a little bit later. Because I think
That'd
if
be
not,
dope.
then they would have just all pulled up at the same time here.
Actually, that reminds me that Loki said that shit about flying up, where in the TCP is more like jump up.
Jump
so
up,
I
yeah.
feel like if he really does fly, like that might be like a hit towards his Delphi or stuff like that. So and I think he's gonna
Loki's
use
the
it to get up.
Avatar, bro.
That would
He's
hit-
OD.
All right, buddy. That would
Bruh.
hint towards the dragon though, no?
Yeah.
Master
If he
of
can
all
legitimately
the-
fly.
Master
be honest,
of
I'm
all
not gonna
4
lie.
One Piece power systems.
Mythical zones do whatever the fuck they want. They have
That's
no
true.
fucking
Yeah.
rules.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he swings his hammer and starts a fire next time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be surprised for real.
That's true.
Chapter 1170. Was there anything else that we wanted to talk about with this one? I was just going through it. Honestly, we stopped it all again. I think we stopped at like all the major parts of the chapter.
We've been doing this 186 episodes, bro. We're pros.
Yeah, no, because we ran through it and we stopped at
Oh.
like the major parts. You gonna say
I
something,
will,
Mister?
I will say in 1171, people were talking about the background of Garland of when they show the flashback of Shanks talking to, like,
Yeah,
talking
about
to his
him
dad, and
Fake being
they
a father.
said,
Yeah.
yeah. They said like the background looks familiar to like the sigils in the back looks kind of like Thriller Bark or Thriller Bark-ish or something like that.
Back. That's my usual big dog.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean it could be the
So the back was like a mansion
Look,
though, right? It means
didn't-
it's gonna have like stuff like candles and stuff.
didn't they have the one like special Holy Land though?
Yeah,
right?
Shangri-La. They had like they showed us they had a tower in this flashback. They had their
I
own
think
little
that's
section.
probably it. I think that's probably
Yeah,
it. Most
yeah,
likely.
yeah,
That makes
okay.
sense. Okay. That nothing else done on my end. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. If you guys are good, I genuinely think we did pretty good at getting through both chapters, stopping at the
Yeah.
important parts. I think we are
Totally.
unfortunately on break next week.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad I didn't read the whole chapter and learn that. I'm glad I learned it beforehand because that would have fucked me up.
Yeah, no, I was sick when I got to the end, saw this
Yeah.
fire ass attack, and then break next week. Like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
We had a whole
Luffy.
3 weeks before this one, so we'll
Yeah,
be alright.
yeah. We gotta take a week and get, man. I do think
Not
next
gonna
week
lie.
we'll finally be back to the surface world too at some point. Whether it's like
Yeah.
what you guys said, where we maybe get a flashback to see how the Draugr got sent to the underworld, or maybe we'll see the state of the upper world before Hydrogen Pirates and Sanji and Zoro get up there.
Yeah.
Also Sanji's on his own too. I think Zoro went up on the boat with the
He did.
Hydrogen
Yep.
Pirates. Sanji went with Gabon and Chopper, and Luffy's
Yeah,
with
Sanji's gonna
Loki.
be on his like reconnaissance, like
Yeah.
know,
Not to
scouting,
mention
what's going on.
having him with Gabon. I think that's
Yup.
that's pretty big. I don't want to say foreshadowing, but I think that hints.
A good setup. Yeah.
It's
some
a good
for sure.
setup. It's a good setup with both of them being, the third of the pirate of their crew of their trio.
Hey, respect my
My
man
fault.
Escobar and
My fault,
Sanji.
Mountain
They
Eater.
said
My fault,
second,
Mountain Eater. My fault.
Alright.
Second.
Okay.
That was like goated.
He said
Keep
second.
lying to yourself.
And we're still waiting to see like what he had to say to Sanji when Sanji asked him about Conquersaki. So there might be more like. On
Oh
that
yeah,
front
no,
with this
especially after getting the reveal that Conqueror's Haki is needed for these guys. There's no way in hell we leave this
Yeah.
island and Sanji does not get Conqueror's Haki. Like everything is pointing
I think
towards
you're right.
him getting Conqueror's Haki. I see no way that he doesn't get it.
Yeah, he'll get the
Bruh.
guidance from Gabon, and that's how you
Either
separate them.
Gabon told him that literally anybody can get. There's a reveal that literally anybody can get Conqueror's Haki, or he told him you don't need Conqueror's Haki. It's one of the two. We'll see.
I really hope that not anybody.
I hope it's the latter, bro. I really hope it's the latter, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. If Chopper pulls up with Conqueror's Haki, I'm gonna be tight, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I don't need to see that.
These niggas didn't even learn regular Haki, bro.
Right.
Like, just give Sanji some super special power that he can use to kill the gods. I'm cool with that, bro. Like Ragnar, technically, there's a lot of lightning in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of firepower. I do agree.
It wasn't just Conqueror's Haki either. So maybe there's.
It was a mixture. Yeah, I feel that. I'm not gonna lie. There's some Loki panels that I kind of want to get tattooed, and I don't know which one to pick because the last one with his dad is fire, but then also him doing Nibelheim is kind of fire too.
I can't lie.
Don't worry, bro. There's gonna be more.
No, there's definitely gonna be more for sure.
Yeah,
If I'm being 100% honest, all these panels were cool, but I don't think a single Loki panel has compared to his introduction yet.
That one was tough.
I don't know
the introduction is fire, dude.
No,
that one is fire, dude.
When Luffy first walks up to him and he's chained up, looking huge as hell.
Yeah.
I don't think a panel. I think the only other panel that I think compared was when he first got freed from half of the chains and he stood up for the first time.
That was a fire one,
dude. The one where he hits the tree with the hammer is crazy, dude.
Yeah, that one was crazy too. That one was crazy too. Loki's had a lot of good panels, and he's definitely getting more for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, definitely.
I guess we're gonna wrap it up. Any last questions, comments, concerns here? I think we did a good job. Pretty good job covering both these chapters.
Yeah, I think you guys let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys thought. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be it for us this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the double chapter review. Make sure you guys follow us on all our socials at Straw Hat Sit Down on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. You look for us, you will find us. Big shout outs to everybody that was watching this live. Double bravo in the chat. I see you. I appreciate you. Big shout outs to everybody watching this after the fact on YouTube, Apple Pod, Spotify Pod, Podbean, etc. Appreciate you guys. If you're not watching these episodes live, you need to be watching these episodes live every Sunday, 12 p.m. sharp. I know we say 12 p.m. sharp and it don't be 12 p.m. sharp, but we're working on that. 12 p.m. sharp every Sunday. Twitch.tv/Cali_Mac or YouTube at Straw Hat Sit Down. All right. We'll be on break next week, but we should be back with some break week content. Maybe do a tier list. Maybe we'll do a video. Maybe we'll do a game. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll just try to sit down. We can do anything. You feel me? But that's gonna be it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And until next time, you guys take it easy. Be safe. Be healthy. Remember, the God's lights are frauds. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.
Peace. Later.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Straw Hat Sit Down crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's wild huss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Straw Hat Sit Down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one